Hey there guys, Fave here, and today we're going to be talking about the first time they ever caught the bots. So, why are we talking about bots today? Well, today's challenge is, if you've ever heard of Roblox bots before, smash that like button. And I've talked about some recent bots and some bots that have stolen my items for really cheap, sniped them for low amounts of Robux, resell them. And just an update on that video, so the guy's name was The New Bandit, who was sniping all my items with a bot. And so he added me on Roblox and made his profile say, "Hello, Fave fans." And then he messaged me talking about my group, and then he said, "Welp." And so I said, allegedly, "Hey man, you won't get banned. The virus got the employees off." And, you know, I said that to him, but then the very next day, you go to his profile and you see, "Page cannot be found or no longer exist." AKA, he got banned forever. You go to my friends list and you go to the letter T. You see the new bandit here, and he's grayed out because he's banned forever. And since he is, we can just go ahead and clear this from history. Goodbye, bro. And there we go. Anyway, but we're gonna take it all the way back to the very first time Roblox caught the bots. Now, before I jump into it, when do you think this was? What year do you think is the first time Roblox caught the bots? Because whatever your guess is, you're probably wrong. Anyway, let's take it back. Let's take it all the way back to November 2010. Anyway, this is what the homepage looked like around this time. So, as you can see, you got these characters up here. You got Roblox, the free online building game, with Builderman and his little hammer there, with overly rendered graphics. This is not how it looked back then, by the way. And then we have a featured game, Block City Brick Battle. Look at all those guns. But anyway, it says, Roblox is a kid-friendly place on the internet where your children can exercise their creativity in a moderated online environment. I mean, I guess in 2010 we could assume that was the case, but, you know, with all these scented cons games, can we really truly say it's a kid-friendly place on the internet? I don't know. But, either way, this isn't about those games or anything. We're talking about bots. So, when you log into Roblox in November 2010, say I wanted to be Fave and my password was Garfield123, right? And I log in. Well, first of all, this is a simulation. You can't log into old Roblox in the past. I mean, I guess it would have worked in 2010, but not now, right? So let's say you go to the catalog, right? Because you wanted to go shopping and buy some stuff. So you land here and you see some new items. Roblox was releasing limiteds all the time back then. I mean, look at this. All these low stock limiteds. You have this one that has a broken thumbnail. I mean, it was weird back then. What is this? I mean, there's all these forgotten items and stuff that nobody really cares about now. But, you know, back then, these were the newest, hottest things on the catalog. But besides that, if you go to best selling, you can see some of the most popular items back then. And apparently, the most thing that people wanted to buy in late 2010 was shoving a sword straight down their skull. I don't know, I guess people were more emo back then or something. It's strange, but I just don't get it. But anyway, it's just, I love how you go from that to some innocent, cute looking ribbons. It's either you're literally shoving a sword down your skull or you have some ribbons. But strangely enough, if you then click on t-shirts, see what some of the clothes people were wearing back then. These then start to see some strange things happen. So over here we have a username AndrewJ123 with the AndrewJ123 fan shirt. Now normally, if your shirt gets a lot of sales, it will get favorited quite a bit of times, at least compared to the number. For example, this shirt sold 66,000 times and got 271 favorites. This shirt sold 38,000 times and got 145 favorites. So over 100 favorites seems to make your shirt legitimate. But you could see that the shirts priced 10 ticks precisely sold 56,000 and only got favorited 5 times. You mean to tell me out of the 56,000 times this t-shirt was sold, only 5 people favorited it? And we can look at other examples. 33,000 sales, 3 favorites. 32,000 sales, and 0 favorites. This is kind of suspicious. And they're also all 10 ticks. Now, why is it being 10 ticks so important? Well, every time you logged into Roblox back in the day, you would get 10 ticks. If you created a new account, you would start with 10 ticks. And so, think about it for a second. If you're a smart scripter back in 2010, and you wanted to make a buttload of money, what are you gonna do? Of course, make a bot that makes a bunch of accounts that buys your t-shirt for 10 tick. So Roblox caught these people slipping, right? Like, let's look at these people's profiles today. The most famous example is Mr. Andrew J123 with his Skaniner hat, his nerd glasses, and his outfit. Very classic. And he actually is banned forever. So, you know, rest in peace to him, I suppose. Then we can take a look at Mr. Rich Kid 97. And this dude's a noob account with a BC hard hat, which gives you the ability to sell t-shirts. And his status says, "Can you do what I do as good as I do it?" And clearly, this was just an account to smuggle money. The only game this guy ever played, apparently, is Bethany Fry's first art gallery. Now, this is kind of interesting once you start digging into the details, because Bethany Fry, back in 2010, was the most successful artist on Roblox. She would sell these t-shirts called Draw Yourself, Get Yourself Drawn, whatever, and she would make lots of Robux. In fact, that she made her own website and started selling drawings of Robloxians for real money. I respect that. That's a cool hustle. In fact, I knew her back then, and her brother Isaac. So shout out to them. Then they made the YouTube channel Venturian Tale, which was really popping back then. But now I'm just rambling. Overall, I don't know why they were at Bethany Fry's art gallery. Maybe they were trying to flex their new wealth on people. This is where people hung out back then. I don't know. But anyway, I mean, Mac Attacks sold 34,000 of these. So I mean, let's take a look at what he's up to now. Well, now he goes by the name Conflux, and he has premium. So he's still around today. I guess he learned his lesson or whatever, but, you know, interesting, I suppose. Overall, this is just sad stuff to look at. Just all these lost souls, all that money that was being made. And back then, t-shirts only had a 10% tax. And each 10 ticks was worth 1 Robux. A rough estimation, let's say they made 1 Robux each time this was sold. So you had 56,000 Robux here, 32,000 Robux here, and then other t-shirts that the man was selling. He was out here, okay? So he was making over 100,000 Robux in 2010, almost enough to buy a Dominus back then, okay? This was no joke. And of course, Roblox had to crack down. November 24th, 2010, Botter Excitement by Reese McBlocks. Roblox is committed to creating a safe and fun place for everyone. Recently, several of our BC members used botting software outside of the Roblox site to generate lots of accounts. They use these robot accounts to buy t-shirts with the daily 10 ticks login bonus in each account. We allow users to have several accounts so players can experiment and have fun, and so families can play together. However, exploiting is clearly against the terms and conditions of Roblox. How many accounts are we talking? Lots! How many ticks are we talking? Not as many as you might think. It was less than 1 million total, which means the bots weren't very efficient. Who did it? We're not going to list the players involved. The worst offenders have had all their profits removed and received a 14-day ban. So Roblox was being nice once again. Even though they broke every rule, they were like, you know what? We're not going to get you banned forever. So pause. Bring it back a little bit. So in fact, one of the t-shirts I saw was made by a Ross123123, which is a person I actually know. I've known him since early 2010, in fact. And of course, I always have evidence to back up my claims. There's Ross, there's me, Fave on the player list, July 23rd, 2010. We were in the hot tub. And thankfully, I could just message him on Discord. You want to explain this? Mans was running the 10 tick spot in 2010? Eyes emoji. I might have multiple of those. Anyway, so I asked him about it, and he said, I don't think I got a 14-day ban. I think I got like 3 days. And I asked him, well, anyway, how did it work? So basically what I said, it makes new accounts, buys a t-shirt, and the really interesting part is that it was really easy to use. You pasted a script into inspect element in the Chrome's developer console, right? And then he bought the Darkseed with all the ticks that he generated with the bot. Now Darkseed, well, of course, we got to corroborate that claim. Darkseed today is a limited worth 30,000 Robux and was a hat that cost a ton of ticks back then. So he used that money way back to get the Darkseed. So bam! We're just going to give you a nice little 14-dayer. That was the longest ban you could receive that wasn't a deletion back then. And I got those all the time back then. Anyway, moving forward. As soon as we learned about the exploit, we added captchas at various points around the site to prevent this sort of exploit. So a CAPTCHA is when you see these weird looking words and you try to figure out what it is. This is what it used to be back then, but people found ways to bot around that. And that is what a future video will be about the bots in 2014. But these are the 2010 bots, okay? So this clearly says overlooks and inquiry, but these CAPTCHAs have evolved so much, from find the crosswalks, find the trees, find the motorcycles, to now it's a little easier now, because to activate a CAPTCHA on Roblox, you just got to get the password of an account wrong too many times in a row. So let's say I wanted to log into Builderman's account, and I want to say his password is Garfield123, and that's wrong. Let's try Garfield1234, Garfield12345, 6, 7, 8. And on my 5th wrong password guess, it says verification. Please solve this challenge so we know you are a real person. And basically you spin the ball. You see this also when you try to post on a group wall, comment on any item. It's all to prevent bots. So this is the evolution of all what started in 2010, okay? I clearly can't log into Builderman, obviously. I mean, if I knew his password, that'd be nice. I could be David Bazooka for a day. But unfortunately, that's not how things work around here. And this is where it all started, back in 2010. Pretty crazy just seeing a really old piece of Roblox history just be shown beautifully. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Smash that like button. Follow me on Twitter at RobloxFave. Subscribe and hit the bell to Fave and Fave too. Follow me on Twitter at RobloxFave. Join my Discord server, discord.gg/Fave. Join my fan club on Roblox. And it's your boy Fave, and I am out.